rare mortals. You're entering the eerie depths of Chokeslam Radio, where expert insider WWE knowledge and secrets are unleashed with thunderous power.
Rest in peace.
Coming to you live straight from the heart of Death Valley, here are your mysterious hosts, DRW15 and DJ Big Unknown.
Hola amigos, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Chokeslam Radio. I am El Unknown Grande, and today I'm joined by DRW15. Well, you
There
know,
we go. Did it cut out? Can you hear me?
yeah. Welcome to DRW15.
Gracias. Yeah, we're excited for another stream. Been a couple weeks again. Glad to be back into it. I see Unknown Grande made a quick trip south and came back with some maybe a reward, or you could talk a little bit more about how you got what you got down there. Because I know there's been some people in the WWE that went on similar journeys recently.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we want to get into that now, but we do have a lot of news to cover as we are on the road to WrestleMania. And, you know, watching Raw last night, I have, there's one thing that's really pissing me off that I want to talk about.
Okay.
But I guess let's save that till later, and I can sort of explain this journey that I went on over the past couple weeks. So I don't know if you've seen, but there's this guy, Chad Gable, and, he's been going through a lot of problems recently. He seems kind of angry, as like some inner demons that he's been fighting. And he went down to Mexico and wanted to learn more about the luchadors. And as we saw, he received a mysterious box. We don't know what happened with that, but since then, Monday night, Adam Pearce on Monday Night Raw has signed this new guy who's kind of mysterious, named the Grande Americano. And we know Chad Gable's good friends with him, and I'm not really sure what really happened with that. It's kind of mysterious. We don't really know much about this guy and how Chad Gable is involved with it, but he inspired me. And I wanted to sort of do the same thing as him. So I went down to Mexico, and I sort of followed my gut. Like when you're fishing, every good fisherman knows, I got to think like a fish if I want to catch this fish. So to learn about the luchadors, I was like, you know what, I want to think like a luchador, and maybe I can, learn what I'm looking for. So, I first went around and I walked up to all the people walking around, and I was trying to ask them, like, where are the luchadors? So, but they didn't understand me. So I was just like, lucha. And they kind of kept pointing me in like the direction, and I would go. And, I kind of went around town in like circles for a little bit, but then eventually I got to this like little tent, and there was a guy there who, he was like, amigo. And I went up to him, and he actually had a huge collection of masks or mascara. And he said, do you want one? And I was like, yeah, but I need una mascara morada. And he's like, no tango. But, you know, he went in the back and he had a whole sort of like library. It's sort of like a library of these old masks. And he pulled out this one, as you see here in the back. And the problem was I tried to pay him money for it. I gave him some dollars. He said, no dollars. And I was like, oh, okay. So he wants me to give him pesos. So I gave him some pesos. And he's like, no pesos. Zero. So I was like, okay, I figured I was going to have to maybe fight him for it or something. And he reaches down under the table and he pulls something out. And he goes, tequila. So I had to consume multiple shots of the tequila. And then I don't really know what happened after that, but I woke up on the beach and I had the mask on and I knew that, you know, I passed the test. And it was a pretty interesting experience, and it was life-changing, actually.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. I know it's not easy to get those masks, you know, because the ones they have out on the street are the ones that you can, you know, just buy with money. But those are kind of the fake ones, the ones that they give to like little kids and stuff, and the ones you see fans wearing. But, you know, when he brings you into his library or his biblioteca of masks in the back, you know, those are the ones you have to earn. You can't buy those with American dollars or pesos. So, you know, maybe they give you that tequila so that you don't know what really happens, but all you know now is that you passed the test and you earned that mask. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, I feel like a changed person, and, you know, I haven't really removed it besides, like, you know, when I got to take a shower, or when I need to lavar. But yeah, it's, you know, it feels good to finally be a luchador, you know, because it's one of my dreams to be a luchador growing up, and it's cool to finally be one.
Yeah. Well, I think it also makes you respect Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee and all those guys a little bit more, because even though you don't really know what they had to go through to earn those masks, you know, it's not an easy task, and you know, not everyone in the WWE can just become a luchador.
Exactly. Well, what do you think about this guy, El Grande Americano? You know, WWE just kind of signed him out of nowhere, and he's like some big legend from the underground, but we don't really know much about him. Kind of like Penta, like nobody really, obviously, like when he showed up, he was a big deal, but nobody really knew much about where he came from.
Yeah. Well, we do know that El Grande Americano comes from the Gulf of America. So that's cool that he came up from there. But yeah, all that we really know is that he's good buddies with Chad Gable. So I don't know. I know Chad Gable came back from his Mexico adventure with that mask. So he must have earned it one way or another. And then I wonder what kind of tasks Chad Gable made El Grande Americano go through in order to earn the mask. Because, you know, we've seen Chad Gable as a coach, and he can be pretty intense. And I think he knows the value of these masks if he had to earn it himself. So whoever this El Grande Americano is definitely a bad MRFer, and you know, had to earn the respect from Chad Gable.
Exactly. I kind of wish he showed up earlier, because I really could see him not winning the Royal Rumble, but at least getting pretty close. So it would be maybe cool. I know Jey Uso's dealing. Actually, I don't even. Well, we'll talk about it later, but I'm pretty mad about what happened last night. But Jey Uso's dealing with a lot, but it'd be kind of cool to see him go against El Grande Americano. I think that would be a 5-star banger after banger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there for a while there was just um, one real luchador in the WWE, and then Dragon Lee came around, and now everyone's trying to be a luchador. You know, we've got Penta, who's another bad A, and then obviously El Grande Americano. So these masked wrestlers just keep they're adding up a little bit, and I know Adam Pierce was saying that Penta was the greatest luchador ever, um, which is crazy. I think if there was a fatal four way between those luchadors, I don't think Penta would come out on top. Um,
No.
I mean, Ray's the longtime legend, but this El Grande Americano is pretty pretty tough to beat right now. So there's a lot of good luchadors in the WWE right now, and I would love to see a match between all of them. Um, I know that
Right.
I think it was Dragon Lee got demasked recently in his match, which is um,
Yeah.
pretty pretty disrespectful to being a luchador in their culture. So I don't
That's
know if
like
he
pretty
has to
much
serve.
worse than like taking someone's pants off in the ring.
Yeah, I don't know if he has to serve some sort of punishment or repent or what he has to do, but there's definitely some beef between all the luchadors right now in the
Mhm.
WWE.
What's up, Jacob? He says Sin Cara the GOAT, another great luchador from the WWE. And also, this is actually breaking news.
Hmm.
There's going to be another new luchador coming to SmackDown this Friday. Um, I forgot his name, but Ray Phoenix, and he is actually the brother of Penta.
Interesting.
So it's pretty interesting how he's going to SmackDown and not Raw. Probably because they already have a lot of luchadors on Raw, and they
Hmm.
kind of want to mix it up. There's not really a whole lot going on SmackDown right now, um, besides like Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns is fighting like the two most boring people in WWE, so um, it's kind of rough over there right now.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that is cool. You said it's Penta's brother.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder if they'll end up being a tag team because there's as we've talked about, there's not a lot of great stuff going on in the tag team division right now. Street Profits are cool, but um, the Yeet brothers, Jay and Jimmy, have their own thing going on. It's cool to see them team up again, but it doesn't really seem like they're going for the tag team titles right now. So
What's up, Latoya Keys? We are not set up to add anyone right now, but if you subscribe, we are. And I'm not just saying this to get you to subscribe, but we are planning on doing a show in a couple weeks where our viewers can join and talk with us. So
mhm.
if you want to do that, subscribe. We're just not set up for that right now, but I mean, feel free to leave comments and we'll talk to you.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
have the link to the Discord, El Unknown Grande? Because you could send that, and then they could at least join that.
yeah. I'll get that link 1 second. I'm scared. I'm not the biggest fan of Discord. I know our fans like it, but whenever you open it on your computer, it like messes up your audio. But say something real quick.
Hello.
I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, but I'm getting that Discord link 1 second. My intern's getting it for me. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, we got a lot of comments going on right now. What up, Malkuth X? And what up, Meat Sweats, an OG Chokeslam radio fan.
Meat Sweats is
Um,
back.
Probably one of our top 10 fans, so that's pretty cool. He's in the chat. Um, how the heck do you share a Discord?
I'm not sure.
What's up, Blue Bolt, Sports Observer, and Politics? We're getting the Discord link in the chat right now. We love to, discuss the WWE with WWE fans,
Hmm.
even when we're not on our show. I mean, if we could do our show 24/7, we would.
Yeah.
Well, we can't, so that's why we got to do the Discord.
Hmm.
And that link is, that's posted in the YouTube chat right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and join if you want. You don't have to. But anyways, let's see. Jacob says Chick Magnet, Punk, and Seth Rollins are boring. CM Punk is obviously not, the most boring, but he was pretty exciting like a year ago when he left AEW and joined WWE, but now it's like all he's done is fight Drew McIntyre and just like complain every week. And I don't know. I want to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah. Ever since his whole career, he's been, the guy on the microphone. We watched an old Royal Rumble when we were together a couple weeks ago, and CM Punk showed up with a microphone, to the Royal Rumble, and was trying to do the Royal Rumble while like talking crap. And, it worked against a few B-tier fighters, but I think Triple H came out and eliminated him pretty quick. So, that's always how CM Punk has been. And we'll see if he can keep up with Roman in this fight. And then Seth Rollins, I thought he was cool when he was part of the Shield, but then he got hurt, and now he just wears ridiculous outfits and calls it Monday Night Rollins and doesn't actually really do anything. So, those two guys, I think they'll give it their all because it's WrestleMania. They've been there before, but going against Roman at WrestleMania is an uphill battle, and the only way I see Roman losing is if the wise man pulls something crazy, and we don't really know what he's thinking right now. He doesn't seem as loyal to Roman as he once was, so I think that's the one thing that could cost Roman, is because we know he loves the wise man. I mean, who wouldn't? But it seems like wise man's got a lot on his mind right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have Blue Bolt Sports Observer and Politics here in the chat, and he's saying SMDH, shaking my dang head. Triple K. That's interesting, nickname. I think he's talking about Triple H. And, we have kind of called out Triple H in the past for being, a little bit racist, but he's setting up Bianca Belair to fail and most of the colored talent. Now that's interesting. That's an interesting point. And I did kind of notice that, especially with Bobby Lashley last year, because he's probably like at least top 10 dudes in the company, and he had to fight like Karrion Kross every week.
And that was basically the same storyline with Kofi and Xavier Woods. They end up just fighting Karrion Kross every single week. So yeah, we love Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Those are some bad MRFers in the women's division. And yeah, we want to see them succeed.
Yeah. And I think it's not just Triple H, but also Naomi. I'm still a big fan of Naomi, but she's also definitely not helping Bianca with all the shenanigans she's been pulling. Meat Sweats, you missed the beginning of the show. I told the story of the mask. I'm not going to retell it. So if you want to hear the stories, like, go back and watch the start of the show. But setting it up where Jade Cargill surpasses Bianca Belair, and I think it's BS. Yeah, well, I mean, Bianca Belair has kind of been the GOAT for a while of the women's division, and it's not always going to be like that, but I do think she is going to, stay on top. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, those are two women, as we were saying, that I would not want to go against in a match. Those are some scary people, and whoever comes out on top between the two of them, it's gonna be a battle either way, and just because one's at the top right now doesn't mean they're staying at the top.
Right. And stay tuned for High Flying Flavors. I do have a little bit of a update when we get to that. That's kind of gonna change the game with that. And I'm not talking about Triple H. Yeah, we know. Yeah, it's a lot of our viewers' favorite segments. So yeah. Does Jade Cargill surpass Bobby Lashley and Bianca Belair all time in WWE? I mean, I would say, yeah, at least definitely. Oh, does Jade Cargill? No, no way. I mean, she's still new, but like, who knows? Maybe a couple years down the line, she'll do a lot of other great things that haven't happened yet, or maybe she'll get injured next week and we never see her again. That's what's so interesting about WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what happened to Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the next GOAT, according to Twitter. Then he tears his ACL and he's out for 9 months. So, we do wish Ilya Dragunov a speedy recovery, but I don't want to say we saw it coming, but we knew he wasn't putting in the work outside of the ring. And obviously we never wish an injury upon anyone, but we knew he wasn't necessarily GOAT material as he was.
And I wouldn't say Jade is overrated. When she came in, I think at first they made a really big deal saying like she's like this huge new recruit to the WWE, but then she like never showed up on TV for like 4 months or whatever, and then she showed up during the Royal Rumble and did like okay. But I think now she's proven herself. She's had a couple good matches, although she did just lose to Liv Morgan. But I mean, Liv Morgan's one of the best right now, so that's not a huge deal. Like, you're not going to win every match.
Yeah. Well, I think the women's division is pretty open right now. There's a lot of people beefing. There's no, clear champion. Rhea Ripley's been MIA a little bit, which is unfortunate because I think when she's around and she's healthy, she's definitely the GOAT and carries that division. But without her, there's Liv Morgan, there's Naomi, Jade Cargill, Tippy Time, obviously, Nia Jax. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them who are competing right now, and it'll be interesting to see after WrestleMania who comes out with the belts.
I like this question from Meat Sweats. Who is your favorite woman?
Ever?
I don't know. He needs to clarify that comment. But anyways, I want to move on to the thing that's really pissed me off last night. I barely slept last night after watching this, and that's the match between Big Jimmy Uso, and Gunther. And oh my gosh. So it was a pretty good match, but then, Gunther always, sometimes has like a crazy like burst of energy at the end of the match and just starts like destroying people. And that's what happened last night. And once again, Adam Pearce's like clown car of horrible security guards shows up and they can't even freaking stop this guy. I think like 5 people ran out and Gunther just beat him up in like a minute, and then that was it. Like, they stopped sending security, which made no effing sense. And then, Jey Uso came out to help like a good brother would, because he shouldn't have to. He's the Royal Rumble winner. He shouldn't have to be the one going out and doing this. But no, the security is so horrible. And the commentators finally called out Adam Pearce on this. They were getting mad about it too. And, it's just one of those things on Chokeslam Radio. We've been saying for months and months and months that they need to fix the security or something really bad is going to happen. And then look what happens. Anyways, that's not what I'm mad about. I've been mad about that issue for a while. What I'm really mad about is where the FRICK was Sami Zayn. Say like somebody like since the security wasn't going out to help, somebody had to go out to help them. Sami Zayn, just like a couple weeks ago, is saying he's, part of the bloodline. He's an honorary Uso, He's calling himself Sammy Uso, acting like he's one of their brothers.
Yeah.
But when they're getting beat up by Gunther, he can't go out to help them. He's just hiding in the locker room. What is that? I'm sorry, but what is that shit about? And also, if anybody can go out there and stop Gunther, it's him. He's like the only person who's ever beat Gunther. So Sami Zayn, me and you have a problem, and you got to figure your stuff out, Oos.
Yeah, no, it was painful to watch, and that's a good point. I forgot Sami Zayn had even been saying those things because when SHIT hits the fan, he's nowhere to be seen. It's cool to see the Uso brothers back, but the OG bloodline is more than that. And if Sami Zayn wants to be an honorary Us like he once was, he's gotta go help out his brothers when stuff starts to go down. And yeah, it's unfortunate to see. And week after week, we've complained about the security team. You can't blame Gunther too much. Obviously, that may have been a bit much, but at the end of the day, he's a wrestler. He's got a big match at WrestleMania, and he's trying to get in the Usos' head, and he did just that. But for Adam Pearce and the rest of the security team, you got to protect your fighters out there. There are kids watching the show, and it got ugly. And at some point, you have to put a stop to things like that when it gets out of control. And if you can't do that, then I don't think you deserve to be running the show, and you shouldn't have these security guards who run out there and can't stop a wrestler. If your whole job is to protect wrestlers in the ring as a security guard, and you can't do that, I don't know how you get hired, and I don't know how you get invited back to Monday Night Raw next week after what we saw last night.
Right. And all I'm saying is if I were Roman Reigns, I would be kicking Sami Zayn out of the bloodline immediately. First of all. Second of all, where was Cody? Why couldn't Cody help? Jey Uso was his former tag team partner. Those guys are tight. Cody was literally just in the ring like a couple minutes before this happened. Like he was there. And I get he doesn't want to get hurt or whatever, but actually Cody is the only other guy besides Sami Zayn who beat Gunther. So if either of those guys went out there and helped him, none of that would have happened.
Yeah. I get that Cody's, concerned about his match with John Cena. I get that, but that's a good point. You gotta stick up for your brothers. And then when Cody's in a pickle, he'll have both of the Usos coming out to save him. So that could have been a big move for Cody. And he didn't take advantage of it, and that might backfire against him for sure.
Right. Yeah, I don't. Now that I think about it, Cody's still probably a little angry that Jimmy Uso interfered during the Bloodline Rules match and tried to mess him up.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, Jimmy's been through a lot, so I get it, but at the same time, Jay's one of your day one's tag team partner, and the Usos are a duo that you want to have supporting you if you have the opportunity to. So I think that's a missed chance for Cody, at the very least.
Exactly. Well, so what else has been going on? There was a big kind of altercation between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Basically just roasting each other. And I want to know what you thought about that. I don't really have much to say. It's kind of just them arguing about random stuff.
Yeah. It was solid. They both had some good roasts in there. Yeah, Cody kind of got the final word in. I think he said like, no, the fans have never chanted at him that he can't wrestle, but they have at John Cena, and that made John pretty mad. And that John sold his soul to The Rock, which both are true. You know, I still haven't forgiven John Cena for all of that, but um, I think it'll be a good match at WrestleMania. I do. Um, I just worry that The Rock is still, and maybe Travis Scott are still behind the scenes. You know, pulling some strings, doing some stuff because you know they are. Um, so yeah, if I'm in Cody's shoes, I'm pretty nervous because you know you're not fighting against just John Cena.
Mhm.
He's got some firepower behind him, and he is still one of the goats. So it's going to be a tough battle for him, I think.
Right. I think it's pretty interesting how John Cena hasn't talked about The Rock or Travis Scott in a while. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he kind of wants us to forget about it because around this time last year, Cody was just being absolutely like devastated by The Rock, like week after week after week.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody is kind of, taking his focus off of The Rock. So, Cody, if you're watching this show, we just want you to remember that the final boss is still out there. John Cena is not even really like your worst threat. So don't let him,
Mm-hmm.
distract you from the real final boss.
Yeah, yeah. I think John might just be out there right now to get into Cody's head because John Cena is such a big name. You know, I think Cody's fallen for it a little bit, but this match is more than just Cody versus John, and um, I think The Rock he still is the final boss, and he's more involved in it than we may see week after week. And I think John's doing a good job of, you know, trying to take all the attention away from The Rock and making it just about him and Cody, so that people forget, and Cody forgets just how involved The Rock is.
Exactly. So we have a interesting comment from one of our fans. And he says, "What is the best snack for watching wrestling?" Um, I need a minute to think about this actually, because usually I try not to eat like as an analyst. I can't really eat snacks while watching because even if I like take my eyes off the screen for like half a second to like grab some popcorn or something,
Mm-hmm.
that's I could be like it's a fast paced sport, so it's tough to
Yeah,
eat at the same time as watching.
there are definitely some matches that are bathroom break matches, some matches that are snack matches, and some matches where you can't take your eyes off the screen for a minute or you're going to miss something important. Um, you know, one of the reasons El Unknown Grande does high flying flavors is, recommendations for when you're either watching wrestling or trying to get into wrestling. Um, you know, we've talked about drinking Prime and all the health benefits it gives you. It gives you some benefits when you're watching too, but it's more meant for, you know, doing the actual wrestling. And sometimes when you're watching wrestling, all of a sudden you get a little into it and you start trying out the moves yourself. So it's never a bad idea to have a Prime on hand when you're watching wrestling because you never know what could happen.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I would the one thing that I would say is maybe I've never had it before, but I would say maybe like a lunchly because
Mm-hmm.
that's made by Logan Paul, who's one of the top superstars right now.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a good snack for watching wrestling.
Yeah, a Lunchly is a great snack to hold you over for a couple hours, I think, when you're watching. And I think, you know, there's a bunch of like little one bite things. I've heard it's got some good cheese or queso in there and some crackers and some protein. So all the things you need to hold you over for a couple hours while you're watching a Raw or SmackDown.
Another good option would be I'm not sure the name of the brand, but I know that Kane, the the frightening superstar, um I know he also makes his own beef jerky, so that might be a good snack for watching wrestling.
Interesting. I didn't know he made that, but if you want to be the size of Kane, I don't know if you do. It's not very convenient, I don't think, unless you're a wrestler. But if you're trying to become Kane size, you're going to need to eat a lot of beef jerky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, do you know what I just realized is we never played the video on if I broke the world record or not for pencils.
Yeah, we've been talking about it, but we never.
I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Yeah. For those of you that missed it, a couple weeks ago, El Unknown Grande attempted a world record live on stream for the most pencils broken in 1 minute, 60 seconds. And we had one of our viewers counting, and we don't know how reliable his count was. So we had to send it to our interns and to Guinness Book of World Records in order to get the official count to know if he broke the world record or not.
Can't find this thing.
And we haven't. I don't even know if he broke it. Only El Unknown Grande knows because he has the video. What was the record? Was it 110 pencils?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I broke it. I actually still haven't even watched the video. I had our editor make it.
Okay.
But I don't know. Let's I don't know. What else can we talk about while I try to find the video? Because I kind of forgot about it and didn't have it pulled up. That's on me.
Let's see. Oh, I don't know if any of you guys play video games, but El Unknown Grande and I just downloaded the new WWE 2K25 game. We played it a little bit. I haven't played the Island yet, which is the new mode where you create a superstar. But we played a couple online matches, and one problem that I have is that I don't know if it's with 2K or with just the game itself, but about half the matches we played in, we got disconnected like halfway through. I don't know if the game got overwhelmed because we were bringing out ladders and chairs and throwing them at each other, but it's 2025 and we're playing on PS5s. Like and it's 2K. Like I don't think the game or the server should be overwhelmed if you're playing. I think we were doing a ladder match and like 2 or 3 times it lagged out pretty quickly. So that was frustrating to see. But overall, the game is fun. We've enjoyed it. I need to make my character still for the island and the my career mode and all that. We did some head-to-head matches, and we did what's the other one we did where we had to schedule matches? The GM mode.
Yeah, we did is it called My GM?
Something like that.
Yeah, we did that. We tried it out. It was a pretty cool mode. Well, it could be cool. The problem is all the rankings are off in the game. I don't know who decided, but there were a bunch of no names that were like doing better than like a bunch of legendary superstars. So I don't know what happened with that, but I think there's probably somebody really biased who has like their favorites. Probably somebody who's like a big NXT fan or something.
Yeah. I think the problem might be is that Adam Pearce uses the My GM mode to schedule matches every week because, me and Unknown Grande were losing in that mode when we were having matches with, Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes and Dirty Dom and all the superstars you actually want to watch. And the matches that were getting the highest ratings were like Io Sky and
not even it was like no names. It was like people that
like matches that you would have to pay me to sit down and watch. So
yeah, but we're definitely gonna have to try out that game a little more and give like a more in-depth review because there's a lot going on with that game and it's kind of hard to figure out like what's worth playing and what's not.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have the video. So for context, I'm trying to break the world record for pencils broken. We did an attempt live on the show a couple months ago now, actually. And we had a guy, Hendrick, count it for us in our chat, but he lost count. He dropped the ball.
Mhm.
And so I had to hire an editor to go through the footage and count it for us. And I have not watched this yet. So we're going to figure out if I broke the record for 110 pencils or not. I'm pretty sure I did. Like, I'm pretty sure I broke it. So I think this is going to be a pretty, historic moment of Chokeslam Radio. I think this is probably the first world record broken on a live stream. So, this is a pretty cool moment to be here, and I'm going to play the video and, fingers crossed that I beat it, but I'm not worried about it.
3, 2, 1, go.
That was horrible editing. Come on, like.
Yeah, I don't know who you hired for an editor, but it seemed like they might have missed a couple pencils. There were definitely times where I thought you were holding closer to 10 pencils and they counted it as 5. So we're going to need a frame by frame, break it down again, or we might need to have, another try with someone actually standing there and counting the pencils. Either way, I don't know. I don't know if we can send that to Guinness Book of World Records with that count.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I agree with what you said. Yeah, I think I don't know what happened with that, but we do need like an official counter and not. I'm not gonna lie, I hired the guy on Fiverr to edit the video, so I don't know. He probably used like AI or some BS to count it. So we gotta get this figured out.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was jealous that he probably edited it once and saw that you broke the world record, and he was like, I can't,
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna let this guy break the world record.
I know, it's BS.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have a clip that we could react to about it's of one of the WWE superstars. But yeah, thank you, Malkuth X, for that comment. And we do actually have like a couple hundred people watching on other platforms because we stream to a lot of stuff. So we do have a lot of people watching, but on YouTube, it would be good to have more viewers. I agree. So, share with your friends, your family, even people you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to make someone's day. And we mentioned this on another stream, but if you're somebody who likes to, meet girls, talk to girls, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, but, meet whoever. If you're somebody who likes to meet I'm going to say girls, for example, it's always like a good opener is like, hey, have you heard about Chokeslam Radio? I've used that one a couple of times and, doesn't always work, but, it could. But
yeah, it's a great conversation starter because there are a lot of girls out there who do know about Chokeslam Radio, and then you can like immediately hit it off. And if they don't know about Chokeslam, you can just pull up we've got social media everywhere. You can pull up one of our clips, have them sit down and react to it. You can pull up our stream, the podcast, if you're going on a little drive with a girl, and just listen to it. So there's options. But yeah, I think it's got a very high success rate. Asking anyone you're interested in if they are familiar with Chokeslam Radio.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have a clip I want to share. It's of a former WWE wrestler, and he's actually, me and Chad Gable have been training in Mexico, but he went to another country to train and sort of gain a new sort of fighting style. So let's check it out.
今天死逼的学功夫，开始！哎，坐，抱拳预备，一、二、三、四、五、接啊！对，stop 啊！ 今天死逼的。
Yeah, I mean that's great preparation for competing in the ring, because you never know what you're going to get hit with in one of those matches. And we've seen and heard some of Gunther's slaps, and those seem pretty friggin' powerful. So yeah, I respect him for going out there and doing that training to get ready for any future endeavors in the WWE.
Right, and I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that was a kendo stick, right? That's one of the weapons that you have to be prepared for. I mean, it's technically like banned in WWE to use weapons, but like half of the matches I feel like are like no rules. So
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. Yeah, good for him. I think he's going to be more prepared next time he goes against someone like Randy Orton or Braun Breaker, because now he knows a couple moves that they might not have ever seen before.
That's true. Yeah, we know one of our other favorite wrestlers, Omos, is also in Japan right now. So I wonder if he's undergoing some similar training, and the skills and tactics that he'll bring back when he returns to the WWE.
Mm-hmm. Meat Sweats, I'm not going to answer that question because this podcast is strictly about. Actually, no, I'll answer it. I would say the best Wii game of all time is Trivial Pursuit.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely a great one. One of my favorites is WWE All Stars, or WWE SmackDown versus Raw. Those are great Wii games, and I think even Wii Sports had boxing, which isn't quite WWE, but it was boxing. But one of the things about WWE games is that they're pretty hard to make as it is, because it's so in depth, and then in order to make it on the Wii, that can be dangerous, because a lot of kids play the Wii and they're going to end up doing some pretty, or at least trying some pretty crazy moves on maybe their siblings or their pets. So it's dangerous to put out those games.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why they never made a WWE VR game, because people would pretty much know how to, like, it would pretty much make people know how to do all those moves. And you don't really want a bunch of people knowing all these like deadly moves, because that's just that would be bad for society.
Yeah, we can't just have everyone walking around knowing how to do a tombstone or an RKO like that. That could be bad.
Mm. When are you guys getting in the ring together? Do you mean like against each other or as a tag team? Because I don't think I would. We don't really have any reason to fight each other right now. I don't think we will, but I could see us maybe as a tag team, or maybe I could be a manager or something.
Mm-hmm. We have practiced moves on each other before, both in and outside of the ring. But yeah, I think if we had an opportunity, we could do some serious damage. Maybe even in the WWE right now as a tag team. I think we could take on Pretty Deadly and a few of those other tag teams.
I wouldn't want to fight Pretty Deadly, bro.
No, I wouldn't want to either. I wouldn't want to either. But I think if it came down to it and Triple H was like, win this match and you guys can have a shot at the belt, I think we could take them down. Would we want to? Probably not. But I think we'd be able to.
Right. And I forgot. I have one more video to react to that I wanted your thoughts on. And it has to do with the creator of Prime, or one of the creators of Prime. And a potential opponent for him. So let's
check it out.
How the frick do I do this? It's not letting. Oh, here we go. Okay.
2, 1.
Let me start it over.
2, 1.
Right. There we go.
2, 1. Ah! 3, 2.
Wow. You love to
It's
see
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah, I don't really know how it works, but they're always, whenever there's a good fighter, a mini version of them usually pops up. Like I know there used to be the mini Undertaker. We had mini Batista, a couple other mini versions. So that's how you know you're a true fighter. When there's a mini version of you that kind of appears.
Yeah. Good for KSI. I wonder when they're gonna reveal the mini Logan. It's got to be coming soon because he and KSI go pretty hand in hand with a lot of things. Maybe they're still making him, but yeah, the fact that there's a mini KSI out there is pretty cool, for sure. And that just shows, kind of the respect that KSI has earned over the years, being a co-founder of Prime and in the WWE.
Mini El Unknown Grande appearing soon. I hope, man. I mean, that's honestly a dream of mine. One of my biggest dreams was becoming a luchador, and that's another one of my biggest dreams. So, anything's possible. If I could become a luchador, maybe I'll have my own mini me one day.
What would the name be? Because you can't have Mini El Unknown Grande, because that's Mini and Grande in the same name. Would it just be El Unknown?
El Unknownito.
El Unknownito, yeah. There you go.
Maybe we'll meet him one day. Maybe he's out there. I don't really know. Like, where do you think these mini wrestlers come from? It's kind of a mystery.
Yeah. I don't know. I did get to see Micromania. There weren't any. Like the coolest superstar I saw was definitely 25 Cent. So, he's a mini 50 Cent. So I don't know if they do it for like just big celebrities as well, or how exactly they decide who gets a mini. But it was pretty cool to see him there for sure. But I should have looked a little bit deeper into where these guys are coming from.
Right. We have a question from one of our fans. Favorite black wrestler of all time?
Of all time. I like Omos because he's the Nigerian Nightmare and he's still out there. You know, he was a beast in the WWE. He was in the hot dog eating contest, and now he's training in Japan. So he's someone who's dedicated to the craft. And I think if he was in the WWE right now and he was backstage, he would have come out and helped the Usos just because that's the kind of guy he is. And he's not afraid of Gunther. So that's my pick.
I'm gonna go with my boy R-Truth. I'm pretty sure he's black. And then sort of like another one would be my boy 25 Cent.
Okay. Yeah. I think you can pick both of them because that's one big and one mini. So I think that's
it's like 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah. R-Truth is definitely a legend, and he watches our podcast, and 25 Cent also watches our podcast because he's actually been on we've interviewed him. So, both great picks and fans of the podcast.
And Malkuth says Kamala the Ugandan giant for me, the original. Yeah, I remember he had beef with the Undertaker back in the day, and anybody who can, survive the Undertaker going after you, they have all my respect.
Absolutely. Yeah. It takes some balls to call out the Undertaker or to go toe to toe with him. So shout out Kamala.
Right. Well, I think it's time for, one of our fans' favorite segments of the show. Done in a while, but I think it's time to bring it back, and that is high flying flavors. So if our editing team can play the intro, that'd be great.
Oh, I think we lost him there. I don't know if he lagged out all the way or not, but
can you hear me?
Sometimes when we play those videos, the intern messes with too many things at once. There we go. It looks like he's loading back in, but can you hear me?
Hello.
He's gone again. Yeah. We have an intern who's great. It's great to have an intern, but sometimes, the tasks we ask of them are a bit over their head, which is fine. Interns are there to make mistakes and to learn. So this is a learning opportunity, and because this is a live show, you guys see exactly what goes down at Chokeslam Radio. Just like WWE, a lot of work goes in behind the scenes to prepare for the show. But, once it's live, anything can happen. And, as you guys are seeing right now, we sometimes run into some technical difficulties. This is kind of like an Uncle Howdy moment a little bit, if you guys remember back in the WWE.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my camera and mic went out at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on here, but
Our
think
intern
we're getting hacked or something. Maybe the line 6.
I was just saying this is kind of like an Uncle Howdy moment for our stream. We knew we've talked about some controversial things on this podcast before, and we knew if there's some powers above us who might be targeting us, and this is likely an attack. It happens, and of course it happens right during high flying flavors.
I know they choose the most popular segment of the show
to
go after.
Whoever's coming after us definitely knows our show pretty well because they knew they were waiting and they knew when to strike. It happens, and we've got a great intern who, I know is working, sweating right now, probably behind the scenes to get things up and running again. We're glad we didn't lose you guys completely, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna be firing our intern. So if you wanna apply, email us or something. Comment.
Yeah, definitely join our Discord. It appears just like I know the WWE is looking to hire some new production and management spots. We are also looking. So if you're applying to that job, might as well throw your application our way as well. All I'll say is I would rather work for us than under Triple H and The Rock. And Adam Pearce. I don't know if you would be working under him or not, but we will treat you a lot better here than Adam Pearce and The Rock will in the WWE. So, yeah, if you were even thinking about applying for that open position on WWE, you can still send your application there, but send it here as well.
Am I back?
Your screen is black, but you're in.
Can you see me?
No.
Okay, here, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, technical difficulties happen. As I mentioned, it's part of a live show. We're thinking about streaming some. There we go. Streaming some WWE 2K on the podcast, but with all the technical difficulties that go on, even just getting in an online game, we didn't want to put you guys through that. So maybe in a couple of weeks when 2K gets their SHIT figured out, we can hop on some 2K for you guys.
All right, sorry about the technical difficulties. I think it's probably the stuff we kind of said about The Rock a couple weeks ago that kind of put us on the blacklist. But
yeah.
Anyway, so this week, should we redo the intro maybe?
Yeah, it cut out like halfway through the music.
All right.
I think we do it again.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hello everybody. My name is El Unknown Grande, and welcome back to High Flying Flavors. It's a show where we eat a flavor and then we get. Here are the current rankings. WWE Prime is still best, and then we got the UFC Prime and the Lil Baby All-In Chips for number 3. And this week, I know people have been looking forward to seeing what it is. We have La Banderita Tortillas de Maíz Amarillo Tortillas.
Okay.
So we're trying out one of these tortillas. See, then I'm gonna, rank it on the chopping board, cutting board.
Yeah. As you guys know, El Unknown Grande took a trip south of the border in this May. This looks like something he brought back with him, maybe as part of a reward for winning the luchador mask. So, a High Flying Flavors, we never know what to expect. Sometimes it's a prime, sometimes it's, an international cuisine. So this is very on par, I'd say, with the theme of this week, and also just with the mass amount of luchadors in the WWE right now.
I'm having trouble reading it. It's pretty dry.
I didn't know you were going to eat the whole thing in one bite, but
I need like a prime to wash it down or something.
do you have any
All right.
butter with you?
All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna say is it was very, very dry. It maybe needed something on it or like with it, and then it also didn't really like taste like anything. It kind of tasted like eating like paper or like cardboard or something. So honestly, I'm gonna rank it pretty low. I think they probably should have like put something on it or like. Sorry. I think they probably should have like put something on it or like
Yeah,
I don't know. It should have been like served with something or maybe like
yeah.
toasted or it would have been nice to like have a prime to wash it down as well. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like they could have given some like instructions on how to eat one of those if you're supposed to eat it with anything. I don't really know how they work, but yeah, it didn't seem like the most enjoyable dish.
Mm. So on the cutting board, I'm probably gonna have to place it because it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good. So really, the only thing on the cutting board that was bad was that Powerade, like the sour Powerade. So I'm gonna put it above that, but
Okay.
only above that. So pretty low to the bottom. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it takes a lot to become a high flying flavor. So congratulations, first of all, to the tortillas. But they didn't they didn't exceed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, well, it makes you think if those luchadors are just eating tortillas all the time. Maybe that's why a lot of them are, not the largest wrestlers in the world. El Grande Americano is maybe the biggest and strongest luchador we've seen, and he's not even that big. I wonder if he eats tortillas or if he prefers to eat something else, maybe hamburgers.
yeah, well, one of the greatest luchadors of all time, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I know he eats a lot of chicken nuggets, so
Yeah.
he can be the next high flying flavor and see what that's all about.
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea.
Anyways, is there anything else we should cover? The RW15, I think we covered all the major news for the week.
Yeah, no, I mean WrestleMania is coming up soon. I think people were saying that John Cena is not scheduled to appear again until WrestleMania. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know why. I feel like he'll show up again before it, but we're counting down the days now until WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens between now and then.
I don't know because John Cena also said that once he wins, like beats Cody Rhodes, and he's gonna like take the belt and leave. But the announcers are also saying like, oh, he's like scheduled to be at all these events like after WrestleMania. So I don't know if he's just like ignoring his scheduled events or I don't know. I don't know what's going on with John Cena.
Yeah, I mean I guess he can technically quit at any time, so maybe his plan is just to win and then quit. And the Rock kind of runs everything, so if that's him and the Rock's plan, then good for them, I guess.
Mm. But I mean, that is a good point though, because is that really what The Rock wants? Because The Rock is, on the board of WWE, and if they're working together, why would The Rock want like his championship to be ruined and like his show to be, because John Cena was saying like, "Oh, I'm going to ruin wrestling."
Yeah.
Why would that be okay with The Rock? That doesn't make sense because The Rock owns the company.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I feel like there's something else going on behind the scenes that The Rock and John Cena have planned that they're not letting us know about.
Mm.
So only time will truly tell with those guys. But I do think Cody's in a bit over his head right now, and if he doesn't, find the Undertaker or someone else to come help him at WrestleMania, he might be screwed.
Mm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Undertaker shows up again too, like The Rock.
Yeah.
I know he was there when The Rock showed up on the first Netflix episode, so it seems like he shows up whenever The Rock's there. He wasn't there during the Elimination Chamber though, so I don't know. I know he's they said he was gonna be doing like his Dead Man show in Vegas that night, like that weekend. So he is gonna be in Vegas.
Yeah, they know he's going to be there. So yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up again, but I don't know his relationship with John Cena because I know they both helped Cody out at last WrestleMania. So I don't think the Undertaker even could sell his soul to The Rock if he wanted to.
No. Sort of like me, they say, growing up, they made fun of me and said I don't have a soul. So I don't know how that would work if I wanted to sell my soul to The Rock. But anyways, another guy that I think might show up to help Cody out is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because I know in the past he said that he'll only go to WrestleMania. He'll only come back for WrestleMania if it's in Nevada. And then WrestleMania is in Nevada this year, and he's going to be in the like WWE universe. What's that thing they called? Like the fan event, the WWE World. He's going to be there, so he's going to be there in Vegas that weekend. So I can see him helping out, or at least just being there in a booth or something to watch.
Yeah.
But
He did have a lot of beef with The Rock, like throughout their careers. So
what up, Peanut? Our fan says, "Who's y'all favorite wrestler?"
we already had to answer who our favorite black wrestler was earlier. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Omos was my pick for that, so he's still my pick. But another pick right now would have to be probably Roman, just because he's been carrying the WWE for so long, and I think he's doing this just to save CM Punk and Seth Rollins' careers because he kind of saw the path that they were going down, and was like, I feel bad for these guys, and it takes a superstar to do that, a hero and not a bully. So, Roman's a good dude. He's a Niners fan, and he carried the WWE on his back for a long time, and I don't think he's getting enough credit for it now.
Well, this is an easy pick for me. My favorite wrestler is Ilya Dragunov. I grew up watching him on NXT, and he put on banger after banger of legendary matches. April Fools!
Got him.
Yeah. Anyways, my favorite wrestler is The Undertaker.
Yeah.
My favorite current wrestler is Roman.
Logan hit a pretty cool move last night on AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
It's called like the pulverizer or something. That was a pretty sick one.
Yeah. I also really like his new theme song. I was looking for it online. I don't think they've like released the actual song anywhere, but it was talking about how he's humble, and I think it's him rapping in the song.
Oh, is it?
Because he is a musical artist too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward. Hopefully he drops a music video or something, because I'm gonna be blasting that at the beach this summer.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Drinking a Prime. Anyways, have you had the new Prime Ice?
No, I've been seeing ads for it on my Instagram, but I haven't found it yet.
I saw one in a gas station like a couple weeks ago, and I was gonna save it for a high flying flavor, but I was pretty thirsty, so I just drank it. And they only had one. But I think there's 3 of the ice flavors, so maybe if I find one of the other flavors, I'll do a high flying flavor. But
yeah,
it was pretty
good.
Good.
Find it for next show. Yeah.
It tastes different than the normal Primes, but it's still good. Because like Prime has a lot of different flavors, but they all kind of have like the same taste, like underneath it.
Yeah.
This one has like a completely different taste. I think I had the orange one. It was really
What are the 3 new ones?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But we'll have to look into
it.
that. There's also another new one that they were advertising on Raw last night at the hydration station that's like kind of like a bunch of different colors. We should see if we can get sponsored by Prime, because I know a lot of podcasts are.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. We could send them some of our clips.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Prime account did like one of our TikToks. Like the official Prime, or it was an Instagram reel.
Yeah.
So they do watch the show, so that'd be pretty cool if we got that sponsored.
Yeah, I bet we could at least reach out to them and see if they could sponsor us or send us some new flavors to try.
Yeah, that'd probably be better than getting like a Beatbox sponsor or something, because if we were sponsored by Beatbox, I'd be drinking a lot of those during the show probably, which I don't know how good that would go.
Yeah, that might not be the best quality of show.
Yeah, but I know like some people like Stone Cold enjoy having a beverage while they're performing, so for some people it might work, but I think for our show, as an analyst, we kind of have to like think deeply about stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll look into a Prime sponsorship though. That would be pretty sick.
Anyways, well, I don't really have anything else to talk about this week, but make sure to subscribe and tune in join us on our Chokeslam journey.
Yeah, and we will do a show where we bring viewers out to hear some of your hot takes. So definitely stay tuned for that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play the outro. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on this bone-chilling journey through the world of WWE. Join us next time on your favorite podcast app or live Tuesday nights on YouTube, Instagram, and X. As the final bell tolls, remember to stay tuned for more spine-tingling tales from the crypt. Chokeslam that button and subscribe. Check out srotu.org. NTRW15 on YouTube, or else. Until next time, may the power of the dead man be with you. Rest in